What's up, Taiwan? Happy Friday. I'm Joey Chow with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. We begin tonight with this report just in. Ukraine's youngest member of parliament, 26-year-old Sviatoslav Yurish of the Servant of the People Party, has taken up arms against Russian invaders as they continue their assault on the country. He spoke to reporter Rick Glowert on his way from the capital Kyiv to a nearby city recently retaken by Ukrainian forces. Rick Glowert began by asking a lawmaker if Kyiv felt like a city under siege.
Well, Russians are trying to bring under siege. They aren't able to complete the encirclement of the town. The city I'm going to right now is part of the cities that have been retaken in the last day or two, and the point is to keep the western supply lines open. That's why this town is very important, and that's why I'm going there to resupply the guys.
What is everyday life like for people in Ukraine at the moment?
I'm driving right now through a town in which there are queues for the pharmacy, queues for the groceries, queues for everything, queues to the recruitment station. Life is upside down for everybody here. Nobody truly could believe that this kind of full-scale invasion is real and possible, but it is happening. And again, we are a nation that is getting used to the total war that Russia is waging on us, and we will respond in kind.
And could you tell me a little bit about how your role as a member of parliament has changed since the invasion began last week?
Well, it's war. It's complete and utter battle, and the point is to learn the skills of a soldier, as also to bring together the whole of the wealth of contacts one might call upon to have a chance to bring together supplies, ammunition, weapons, this and that and the other, to increase our chances.
Do you think the resistance can hold?
Well, this is our nation, this is our country, and we have no other choice but to hold, but to fight back, but to resist. And the point is that this is a chance given to us by sacrifices of our ancestors. And
do you have any trust in agreements between Ukraine and Russia?
None. Russia has broken every single one that we signed with them throughout the years of our independence. They have basically, in the 8 years of war in the East, have shown time and time again their complete disregard for any ability to negotiate or to actually agree on something. So the point is that, I'm driving to the city and driving by a huge queue of cars, driving the kids and elderly and women out of the cities of Kiev. So the point is, humanitarian corridors are happening already, whether Russians abuse them or not.
What is the morale like amongst the everyday people? How do they view the ongoing conflict 8 days in?
Defiant and clear. I mean, those people in Kiev are unwilling to give up their city and will battle on till the last. So the point here is that for people of Kiev, we are very clear. The Russians come in force there. They'll have their Stalingrad here. This is our capital. We aren't going to just give it up.
Former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says it's time for Washington to offer the Republic of China, Taiwan, the United States diplomatic recognition as a free and sovereign country. Pompeo's remarks come on the third day of his 4-day trip in Taiwan. The speech was given at the Prospect Foundation, a Taiwanese think tank focused on cross-strait relations. Pompeo also said the United States needs to change its ambiguous strategy and steadfastly support Taiwan.
It is an imperative to change 50 years of ambiguity. It's about America's diplomatic recognition of the Republic of China and Taiwan. While the United States should continue to engage the People's Republic of China as a sovereign government, America's diplomatic recognition of the 23 million freedom-loving Taiwanese people and its legal, democratically elected government can no longer be ignored, avoided, or treated as secondary. It is my view that the United States government should immediately take necessary and long overdue steps to do the right and obvious thing that is to offer the Republic of China Taiwan America's diplomatic recognition as a free and sovereign country.
For more on former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's call for the United States to officially recognize Taiwan, our reporter Ryan Ho Kilpatrick spoke with Professor Yan Zhenshen at National Zhengzhi University. He began by asking about the significance of the statement.
He is stating the fact that, Taiwan, we have always insisted the Republic of China is already a sovereign and independent state, right? There's no need to further declaration of independence. But the reality is that when U.S. signed the Shanghai Communique back in 1972, already acknowledged that Taiwan is part of China, which is also part of the normalization communique. So there are so many countries have in the past tried to have cross-recognition, means recognizing both Taipei and Beijing, but so far it has not been successful, which means if the United States wanted to recognize Taiwan, we welcome it, but what's the consequence? Breaking diplomatic relation with mainland China. Is it willing to do it? I'm not sure.
Those who support de facto independence might not necessarily welcome this move because they might view it as a threat to the status quo. So how do you think it would be received in Taiwan itself?
It played the music to some people's ear, but if you're more pragmatic, you will look at this saying, if we can be guaranteed some kind of military support to protect Taiwan in case China will attack Taiwan. When U.S. recognize us, I think people might welcome, but we don't get any guarantee. Pragmatically, I think people, even in Washington, D.C., as well as in Taipei, we're saying, maintaining the status quo means no unification, no independence, and no war. I think that's what people would like to see now.
Instead of these strong verbal statements of support for Taiwan, what do you think are some concrete steps that these countries could take that would actually be more helpful to Taiwan?
United States and other countries always call about Taiwan's participation in international organization. And every time we apply for a membership, either in WHA as an observer or UN or other organizations, we only have our diplomatic ally to support us in a bill, introduce a bill. We don't even find countries like Australia, Japan, or United States, which have verbally supporting Taiwan, but never officially signed up as a co-sponsor. Show your true grit by at least co-sponsor our allies' introduction of this support. So this is what I think we can see from the very little thing our allies are doing, then we can trust them further down the road. They will have really great support for Taiwan.
3 U.S. senators have proposed a new bill that would place harsh financial penalties on China if it were to attack Taiwan. The bill put forward by Republican Senators Rick Scott, Kevin Cramer, and John Kennedy calls for all financial transactions with Beijing to cease if it were to invade, blockade, or attempt a regime change by force in Taiwan. It also would require the U.S. president to implement sanctions within 30 days. The bill will now go to a committee for debate. 5 tiny robots designed and made in Mexico will blast off for the moon later this year. The so-called Nano Robots were developed by researchers at Mexico's National Autonomous University and will work together when they reach the lunar surface. The bots are made of stainless steel, titanium alloys, and space-grade aluminum. They're equipped to gather samples of lunar minerals that could be useful in future space mining. The mission is poised to launch in June aboard what will be the first American spacecraft to land on the moon in nearly 50 years. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from here in Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with images of people playing piano at the Polish border to comfort refugees from Ukraine. I've been Joey Chou. Have a great night, and I'll catch you on the flip side.